Welcome to Make It Take It. I'm DC. I had Kennesaw State yesterday, which came out. My other two games pushed. That's why I buy that half a point. I don't want to get beat by a half a point. So they ended up landing right on that number. But you can go back and watch that video if you want. I'll link it in the description below just because I keep everything documented and easy to find, what I referenced in today's games. I'm going to tell you about a couple college basketball games that I like today, lines that I find interesting, and the games that I'm betting. So, like I said, that half a point sometimes I usually, especially when the lines are close like that, buy that half point up. Makes a difference between pushing and losing. And it's easy to get caught up in college basketball because there's so many games. Like yesterday, today there's so many games. And you see lines that you like, and then if I only like one game or no games, I feel I'm looking for other games because that fear of missing out kicks in. You're like, well, I like this game too. But for me, it's best to limit. I only have one game that I'm taking today, and it's a later game. But there's a couple other that I do like, and I'm considering. So I'll drop it in the comments later if I do that. Like my video, please, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Comment, let me know about any college basketball games that you like. But all the games that I like today, line-wise, are big favorites. There was San Francisco, -14, Air Force, -13, Seattle I like, Creighton I like, Cincinnati I like. They're all double-digit favorites. So what I might do is get a little creative and do a money line parlay and take like 3 or 4 of them and combine them together. I'll drop that in the comments if I do later. But what I took already is the High Point Hofstra over. I went over 153 in that. Both teams like to score, don't like defense. They push the pace, and I think that neutral court game goes over. High Point's gone under 3 in a row, and they've had really high totals set. So this one goes over. Creighton Loyola Chicago is interesting to me because the line is 17. It's up to 18, 18 and a half in some places. Loyola Chicago is one of those teams who make runs in the tournament. And a couple years ago, they made that deep run into the tournament. But people still have that in their mind, that Loyola Chicago is a different team. So for Creighton to be such a favorite, Creighton's no joke this year. Creighton's one of those teams, one of those rules that I personally go by, that last year they were supposed to be really, really good, and they got off, they stuttered early on. They lost some games early on, so they lost their high ranking. This year, they're not losing it. They're still ranked 8, and they're coming out balling. So I like Creighton big number. I didn't take that yet. Also, Cincinnati, Georgia Tech. We saw Georgia Tech's a little weaker the other day. I took them in one of my no-sense plays last week. It was against, I forget who it was against. It was their loss when they were a sizable favorite. But anyway, that was last week. You can check out my plays that are all documented on playlists and go back and see any of that stuff. But for right now, I'm just taking High Point Hofstra over. If you're looking for something later, talk to me in the comments. Thank you for watching. Good luck today.